Hey, thanks for tuning in. I am Chris Thompson here with the man, the myth, the legend, Eddie Charger himself. Just got off stage. How was it?
Man, it was amazing. This is probably one of the largest, livest group of people that I've ever spoken in front of. And I'm from Atlanta, so that's saying a lot.
That's saying a lot.
You know what I mean?
You are in the DMV though.
Right. No, DMV. You guys are just a different breed of individuals, and it was crazy. It was great being able to get all the feedback and just like connect and talk to people, and really help people see the bigger picture and what we're trying to accomplish, and what all you leaders have been like drilling forth and pushing, and just watching that grow from afar, and then being able to come and experience all that.
Right.
Man, I couldn't ask for something better.
So I noticed a couple of times during your speech that you could see some of the light bulbs going off in people's heads.
Yeah.
Especially when you brought up pad split. And even more, how many people are making $5,000 a month passively?
Right.
3 people raised their hand.
Yeah.
There's 40 people sitting in that room.
Easy.
It shouldn't be like that.
Yeah. Yeah.
So the point you dove into was, we got to figure out how to do this more. So you said you were starting your Charger initiative?
Yeah. So we're starting the Charger project because it is something that I saw that was happening. Like, we have a lot of these meetups and events that we do, and, droves of people come. People travel from other places. That I've had people come to an event for one day that took a flight that took hours to get there, right? And it's like, wow, it's all this dedication that's happening, right? But what's actually being done, right? Like when we pull apart the busy work, well, what's actually taking place? How are you really serving your community? How are you really serving your family, right? These are hours that were taken away, and it got to a point where it's like, okay, I want to start asking these type of questions, like how much money are you making passively, right? And I what really set it off, just to kind of let you know, is I posted something about that on social media, and I had a guy reach out to me, and he was just going back and forth with me in my DMs about how like, oh, I'm a fix and flipper and I make 6 figures every time I do a fix and flip. I'm like, that's great, right? And I don't think there's one way to get to the top of the mountain, but I think the opposite actually. I think you could do several different things to be able to, grow that lifestyle and the luxury and the legacy that you want to be able to live. I was like, but when it all boils down to it, if you don't go out, you don't get no money, right? So if we build, whether it's through pad split or, other affordable housing or midterm rentals, we build passive income, $5,000 a month. That still happens every month, right? We have our systems in place, we have our team in place. That happens every month. You want to make another 100,000, you have to go to work, right? And there's a big difference between being a real estate investor and actually investing, and being a real estate investor who is working in their business all the time. And I think that's the difference that we kind of have to learn to drive home, because a lot of people, again, falling into the like, hey, well, this is what I'm seeing on the Instagrams and the big checks on social media.
On YouTube.
Right, it's just like
wholesale.
You can be a professional wholesaler and have something happen that wipes out all of your capital, and then now all of a sudden you're like, oh, I'm back at ground zero. Right. So what do you do? And so that's what the Charger initiative is. The Charger project. We're coming out. We're working closely with pad split, and we're all in these different markets to be able to show people, especially how to be able to buy properties creatively, using things that we've learned from a good friend of ours, Pace Morby, subject twos and seller financing, buying those properties and then positioning them to be able to help with the affordable housing crisis. Right? Pad split talks about doing good and doing well. I think this is the perfect marriage to making sure that happens. So now you can look 12 months down the line and be like, wow, we have 4, 5, 6 houses. We're bringing in $2,000, $3,000, $4,000, $5,000 a month net. Right? That's net cash flow that's coming in to a particular household. $5,000 a month net cash flow changes at least 2 generations.
Absolutely.
Right?
Absolutely.
And so for me, I obviously I love to serve. I got in this to be able to serve. It's just part of my lineage, part of my family. And for me, it's okay, how do we do this differently? Right? Taking from the steps of Pace Morby, like, how do we change this the landscape of how things are going? And I know you've seen it, you've kind of mentioned it, like people are all like following the gurus, following what YouTube is saying, and your bank account isn't reflecting any of that. Right? So how do we change that?
Just knowledge seekers soaking up nothing but knowledge.
Doing a little bit of nothing.
So you're main goal basically is to take it from the knowledge to more action steps so that you
Absolutely.
can start getting that mailbox money
Absolutely.
without having to get out of bed, and know that at minimum your day-to-day is taken care of.
Yep. And doing that by partnering, right? Connecting with people. Like what you guys are doing in DMV is amazing.
JVing is the best thing out there.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
I've done doors by myself. I've done doors with partners. I much prefer partners. Picked up more doors with partners.
Yeah.
It just makes more sense to help split the load, basically.
Yep.
Team
Absolutely.
up, joint venture, and go from there.
That's what it's all about, man. So that's what we're focused on. That's what the Charger Project is about, is piecing those things together and actually making the impact that we started for in the beginning.
That's awesome.
Yeah, man.
Well, cool. Well, thank you for your time, buddy.
Absolutely.
I appreciate
man.
it.
Appreciate you, man.
Cool. Thanks for watching. Tune in to the next one. We'll see you then.